World's smartest lithium and battery. What is it?
We combine two different technologies, lead and lithium, in one single system.
In terms of, let's say, alternative material technology, you yourself have been working as a graphene-based batteries.
India needs to do is understand the entire value chain, not just the supply chain, but entire value chain which can be made into India. Solar and wind is already a saturated market. In 2013 to 2015, if I look at it, it was already saturated.
What is the specific reason that you see कि हम इसको नहीं अभी तक कर पाए हैं? Cost is one component. Apart from this, any other specific reason?
Because our grids are not capable of handling what the European grids can handle. It is very important to understand that we need to have technology which is very robust, made in India. Today, why do you think these people, the bad BMS and the other 3-4 BMS that have been banned? Because it's open, it's not secure. Cybersecurity issues are there.
दोस्तों, ग्राउंड जीरो पॉडकास्ट के इस एपिसोड में एक बार फिर से आप सब लोगों का स्वागत है। मैं अनुराग बाजपेयी, आपका होस्ट। मेरे साथ में हमारे गेस्ट डॉक्टर राशि गुप्ता।
नमस्ते
डॉक्टर साहब, नमस्कार। डॉक्टर राशि गुप्ता इज फाउंडर एंड MD of Vision Mechatronics Pvt Limited and is fondly known as BatteryWali with all of us. So, Dr. Rashi, we have a lot of information about you. We have been knowing you for several years, but maybe I think for the benefit of our listeners, if you could just tell us about yourself in a minute, that will be really good for the listeners as well.
So, I'm Dr. Rashi Gupta, Managing Director of Vision Mechatronics, fondly known as BatteryWali of India. Well, I have been in the clean tech industry for almost now 17 years, long time. And I've been working on robotics, renewable energy, energy storage, clean cooking through green hydrogen. And I sit on various committees globally. And I'm also a council member at UN, where I work with Council of Engineers for Energy Transition. I'm also a part of many standardization committees and organizations across the globe. And I have been working on women empowerment and mentorship for a long time now.
So many things that you do, Rashi. In terms of when we were going through your profile, you started your education as a mechanical engineer or robotics, but you started your maybe professional journey in the battery or energy storage as a business. What has made you to think from that perspective?
Well, see, I'll tell you, I've been into robotics for like 6-7 years, at least 6 years minimum. And then what happened is, it was not something that lightning struck and I was like, okay, let me go into energy storage. No.
Yeah.
The thing was that my platter was full in robotics for 3 years. Next 3 years, order book is full. You don't know what to do next. And that is the time I said, it's time to give back to the society. It's time that I do something which is more deeply resonating to me. Something that will create a value in the ecosystem as well as bridge the gap in terms of technology.
And you started this in 2009.
Yes, my company was founded in 2009 and I started with robotics, and then I gradually graced into, diversified into renewable energies, and then I diversified into energy storage, and now I'm also into green hydrogen. So I'm into multiple sectors, and each one of them is very different from each other. And that is the pleasure I get in doing deep tech, which is different, which is challenging, and which is going to create a value for the entire world. So
nice.
That is the idea. I went into energy storage because I saw a big gap in how India is storing. India has always been a storage country. We like to store water, we like to store food, we like to store money, you know. At home, see, everything comes from home, Home is your first space where you grow, where you understand things. So, you would see women putting little money in the kitchen boxes and stuff. And from there I realized that we are a very storage oriented country, but we never learned how to store electricity, which will give it the true value. So when that is missing, I realized that how do you store energy? And that was the crux of energy storage that I started with in 2015, when nobody was talking about lithium in India. And it was a very niche segment to be in. And I've always been in a niche segment. I've not been in a commercial and, in a mass scale segment till now. Of course, now I am pivoting to that segment as well. But till now, I haven't been in that. And I've always been into robotics was very niche. I mean, I was doing nuclear robotics. Very niche. And from there, I went into renewable energies, very vast. And then again, coming back to pivoting to my niche of energy storage. And that too with lithium, when nobody was talking about lithium in India specifically. We were still traditionally trying to harness the cash cow of lead acid batteries. So that's when I was in Germany, and I started with a G2B kind of a B2B kind of a program. And that gave me a lot of insight that how deep tech makes a difference. And then I said, no, this is where I want to be. And I started with lithium in India to bring the world's smartest lithium battery to India.
Very nice. But maybe I think allow me to go through this journey of yours a bit slower. You started with robotics, as you mentioned.
Yes.
What are the specific models or the portfolio that you have currently in the organization? You are primarily the manufacturing industry, right? Women in this industry is rare.
Very rare. Yeah. Very few you can count on your fingertips.
Absolutely. So I think I just want to understand, maybe I think your journey in a bit more detail. It may give a lot of inspirations to a lot of, maybe I think, women entrepreneur in our audience segment as well. So maybe I think you may also share what are the portfolio that you or your organization carry at this point of time. What is the vision that the portfolio has? Something like this. You mentioned hydrogen, but maybe I think a bit slower. You started with robotics, but we don't. We understand that you have moved from robotics.
No, we have not moved on. My vertical is still there.
Still there.
Absolutely, all the 4 verticals are still functional. Not a single vertical has been shut down.
Very nice. So I think a lot of things that we want to understand.
A lot of things, yes. Because I started with robotics. I'll tell you what happened is when I was in a room full of the grey-suited, the grey hair men, and I just realized, when you go along with them and when you're a tiny girl, coming out of college, they look at you as if, who are you on the room? Why are you even existing here? And based on that, I started with challenging their design strategy that they had for a particular subject. And I said, I can do this better. And they were like, exactly, why do you even exist in our room? And I'm like, no, I exist, let me do it, I can do it better for you. And that's how the robotics journey started. And there was no looking back after that, because that was something very passionate to me. I enjoyed machines, I enjoyed making robots for different applications. And then we specialized and niched into making guiding and inspection robots for nuclear power stations. And from there, we even did a lot of work into machine indigenizations, because again, I saw a gap that we were importing a lot of machines. So why is it that we cannot make state-of-art quality machines that are done in India? And why should another gap that I always see with entrepreneurs and manufacturers are that export quality. That is different. वो अलग होती है. Why should your export quality not be the same for India? And that is true in every commodity, every sector. Like for example, mangoes. The ones you get in Europe, they're all exported from India. But what you get the same Alfonso in India is not the one that you would like to have in India.
Yeah.
So, when I looked at these gaps, I realized that why I should not make something which is for India, made in India, and proudly, manufactured with the same quality that would be in Europe or in US. So that's when I started with machine indigenization also as a part of my robotics business. And then, like I told you, that my platter was full for 3 years. I had orders booked. Even if I would sit and eat, there was nothing that I had to do. But that would rust my brains. I was like, this is not me. I am an innovator. I like to create, and that gives me an excitement in life. So I was like, let me move forward. And then I went into renewable energies. Then, because I was more cleaner, greener, sustainable, better. Then doing that, I thought, okay, let me go abroad and see what people are doing there, and then come back to India and bring something. And that's when I realized that solar and wind is already a saturated market. In 2013 to 2015, if I look at it,
in Europe,
it was already saturated.
Yeah.
And we were still building it. So we were lagging behind many, many years. And that's when I realized that if I don't bring in energy storage now, the massive amount of electricity generation that we're talking of will go waste. Because our grids are not capable of handling what the European grids can handle.
Yeah.
And that's when I thought, okay, now it's time to get an energy storage.
Our grid is much better in terms of the way it is designed.
Okay. But the thing is, we are not in the right capacity.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
We may be good at design, I'm not denying, but we haven't over-engineered, which would become today as just adequately or under-engineered. If you look at it. I mean, if I look at 2013 and 2015, if those years we would have over-engineered, probably today we would have been just adequate or little under-engineered. Today we are seriously under-engineered. We don't have that capacity that we need today to cater to the population that we have.
Right.
Yeah. And that was a massive difference. That is where I see that energy storage is the right plug-in that you need to create these kind of scenarios.
So out of 4 verticals, the first was robotics.
Machine indigenization
is a second.
Yeah. Then you have energy storage, lithium batteries, and then I have green hydrogen as well.
Hydrogen is the latest one.
Vertical.
So that is something which is the in-demand
absolute in-demand thing right now. And I mean, who doesn't like to be in the demanding sector? Who doesn't like to be in the limelight? At least I do, and I enjoy that.
So one of the specific technology that I have maybe I think gone through from the portfolio that you have is a one-box system, or the active balancing system. What is it about, and what is the uniqueness that is there with this?
Right. So one more thing that I, over my journey, realized was how important it is to have your own technology in the country. Now, it is not just in your interest as a manufacturer, but it is also in the national interest that we have technologies within the country. And active balancing and having a battery management system made in India for India by India is something that was very important. And I started working on this way back in 2015, and we have designed an active balancing, and we give 10 amperes of active balancing, which is the biggest worldwide at the moment. And I'm very happy and proud to say that. So what happens is, you must have seen initially when EVs had just started, they would just stop in the middle of the road, right? Anywhere. Well, today also they're stopping because of the bad BMS and the Chinese BMS being stopped with Bluetooth. I'll come to that. But what happens is, if your BMS has active balancing, these kind of challenges will go away, because it is real-time balancing of the cells, not balancing at the time of standstill or charging or discharging. It is real-time, every time. So this gives you at least 30% more efficiency in the battery, 30% more life in the battery, and this gives you more juice out of your battery. So when you can extract more, it's more revenue for you. At the end of the day, money matters.
So active balancing, if I understand correctly, the controller which is associated with the lithium and battery, it balances the cells. So that the output of the lithium ion is better.
Yes.
You mentioned 40% more efficient.
Yes.
So that is what the technology is.
Yes. So we balance the cells. So there are 3 types of balancings that we do. One is within the pack, between the packs, and between the batteries.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So this is 3 level of balancing that we do and this is active balancing, and this is like real time happening, so that all the cells are balanced and you get the maximum out of your battery pack.
Okay.
And this is a very state of art technology because this actually delivers, and this gives you something which is very sturdy, and you have less battery failures. Very important. Today, when we are talking of gigawatt scale batteries, throughout, if you would have recently seen, every state is putting up a tender of nothing less than a gigawatt scale. Okay, of course, it's aggregated demand throughout, but all of them are doing that. So it is very important to understand that we need to have technology which is very robust, made in India. Today, why do you think these people, the bad BMS and the other 3-4 BMS that have been banned, why did they have the because it's open, it's not secure. And second thing is, with Bluetooth, they would just press a button, off, charging off, discharging off, and the poor vehicle is standing still. Cybersecurity issues are there. So when we designed the BMS, Li-Ohm is what our BMS is called, and when we designed this BMS, we were very clear that there should not be a cyber attack on this. You have to think 10 years ahead of time, at least a decade, a year of time. Otherwise, you cannot design products like that. And this is what we did. We made it completely secure so that there is nothing that can root in through the BMS until it's a validated protocol, encrypted everything. Otherwise, you are in difficulty. Today, imagine this is a scenario just with a small e-rickshaw today. Okay, about 25-30 kilometers it runs.
Bilkul.
Okay, and if this happens with a gigawatt scale battery or a megawatt scale battery running onto the grid infrastructure, imagine what kind of stress you will feel immediately. Your entire grid would collapse because this battery is giving you a frequency response, it's giving you a load demand management, it is giving you backup, it is giving you a diesel substitution. So all of this, when it is happening together, it's a transformer support system. And if that collapses just because of one cyber threat, where are we in India? It's a big challenge.
That is a very different, maybe I think, facade that you are showing, Dr. Rashi. I totally agree. I think DISCOMs, they are putting up a lot of these heavy energy storages to support the transformer or their distribution network.
Yes.
And when maybe I think these controllers, they have vulnerability in terms of data access, in terms of maybe some other scams, then there will be a challenge. Not only the battery, but the entire grid which is associated.
And your data is not secure, it's going on another server outside your country.
So how much, let's say, this kind of vulnerability is already there in the...
It's already there in the system.
In the system.
Yes. And we are very vulnerable to this, and we need to stop it now. It's now or never. It's that kind of a situation today, and you have to do it now.
This kind of scenario where the grid level energy storages, it's not only in our country, but
worldwide.
It's everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why India had taken a big stand of writing the first ever BMS standard, and India was the first to globally publish it. So imagine we had thought of it way back. But it's time now that India accepts, adapts, and adores what is manufactured in India.
Yeah. In any case, I think the government initiative is very vocal about made in India.
Yes.
So, yeah. But
and it should be made in India for the world, not just made in India for India, but made in India for the world.
For India and for the world.
Yes,
definitely
absolutely.
It is. Yeah. I think we should be proud of what we are doing.
I am really proud of my country, and I love my country, and I don't think I would ever trade off that for anything.
Absolutely. Very nice. One candid question, Dr. Rashi. So, in terms of, you are known as a BatteryWali, how, maybe I think, what is the cost of association with this name? नाम कैसे पड़ा शुरुआत में आपका?
Yes, नाम कैसे पड़ा वो एक चैलेंज है, और मुझे इसकी क्या कीमत चुकानी पड़ी वो भी बहुत बड़ा क्वेश्चन है. So it's like, since I was the only female, running around with lithium batteries, telling people that lithium is important, lithium can change the infrastructure, lithium can change the grid, lithium can change the backup, it can take away the diesel cost. So when I used to go around tell people of this, so I was the only lady doing it. तो उस समय वो लोगों ने बोला, अरे वो बैटरी वाली आती है, उसको पूछ लो बता देगी. So धीरे धीरे everybody started saying कि अरे वो बैटरी वाली. So instead of my name, now this got associated with BatteryWali. And I was like, okay, fine. Since now everybody calls me BatteryWali, let me, with due respect, happiness, love, affection of the customers, of the industry mates, everybody take it. So I took the name BatteryWali. I accepted that very with humble hands by de do maine le liya. And that day onwards, I was called BatteryWali. Throughout the world, everybody knows me by that name. Not just in India, everyone else also calls me, and they don't understand the Wali and the Wala culture of India. They call it Queen and the King. So for me, it's like I'm the battery queen of India. That's what they call me abroad. So
nice.
that is how it started. And the cost, if you ask me, it has costed me my comfort. But I say it has given me a lot of visibility. It has given me a lot of challenges to deal with the world. It has given me a space to create something very unique, something very valuable, something which I cherish for the world, and something which is very sustainable, adaptable, accessible, and approachable and repeatable. So this is something that I've got from this name. And I think I would cherish this for my lifetime, the name I have. So more than costing me my comfort, it's a privilege. And I cherish that privilege completely.
Very nice. I think we're really proud of you, and we certainly have this understanding कि हाँ जो नाम आपके साथ associated है, it is a brand value that you carry. One more question, Dr. Rashi. World's smartest lithium and battery. What is it that is written in your portfolio?
Yeah. So world's smartest lithium battery at 2015, when if you see your lead acid batteries, they don't talk to you. They don't give you any response. They don't inform you anything. And at that time, I made a battery so smart. Today, you're talking of IoT, analytics, and you're talking of monitoring and everything. And this was with the battery in 2015.
Okay.
So if the battery wouldn't be used for like say 3-4 days, as per what we set in the system, it would send a message to the user. So telematics aaj ab baat kar rahe. It used to send an email and a user an SMS saying that आपने 3 दिन से चार्ज नहीं किया, आपने मुझसे बात नहीं की है 3 दिन से, आ जाओ, let's use it. So this kind of interaction was there in the battery pack right since 2015. And now this is in the battery level. There's something in the system level, like you spoke about One Box, my product. Now this was a full integrated DIY BESS. Something that people could install by themselves. Imagine today we're talking of megawatt and gigawatt scale BESS, and now these BESS, they require installation by somebody. अभी आपके घर में इन्वर्टर बैटरी लगा होता है तो कोई आके इंस्टॉल करता है. So I made it so simple that women at home can use it. Children, and of course teenagers, and some who are like 12, 12 years and above, who are easy to understand and direct, they can do it over just a video call. So I made BESS that way, and all this entire BESS also has the same interaction function. They will interact with the user, telling that okay, this is the time now, you have to do this, you have to do this. The whole section keeps on talking to you. So it's not just a product or a item sitting in your house or a office or a commercial space. It's a part of your life. It's a part of your electricity journey, which teaches you how to interact and understand and appreciate the value of energy that you have.
Very nice. You mentioned DIY BESS, do it yourself, battery energy storage system.
Yes.
So I think maybe you mentioned that it has become a part of your life, our life. Maybe I think let's discuss about the applications also. So sure. I totally agree that in the business wise, we have started seeing a lot of such maybe use cases of the lithium and batteries. Particularly, let's say the latest tender from the Indian Railways, where they also have mentioned the 24-hour supply.
Yes, very important.
Or supply as a backup, where not only talking about the RE, but RE plus BESS. And that is how the maybe I think the provision should follow in the future. Because only renewable energy has the limitation. You need the storage and also the storage to take care of the maybe the supply during the night time when the solar is not available.
Correct.
Something like this.
Yeah.
So 24-hour supply is also the driving policy that we understand that this will take the demand of such battery or energy storage to the peak. But what are the other specific application that you see that will be the game changer in terms of making such maybe I think I'll take example. In US we have seen the Tesla ball as a component.
Yes.
In Indian homes we are so many so we I think almost like 20 crores or 200 million households that we have in India at this point of time. I'm talking about the single family houses.
Yes.
We have the group housings also. तो वहाँ पे तो टेस्ला वॉल का प्रोविजन है. हमारे यहाँ पे लेड एसिड बैटरीज हमेशा से रही हैं. वन मोर थिंग और इशू दैट वी हैव नोटिस सो फार दैट इट हैज नॉट गॉन टू द कस्टमर होम्स सो फार बिकॉज ऑफ द कॉस्ट और बिकॉज ऑफ द टेक्नोलॉजी. सो एप्लीकेशंस की जो अवेयरनेस है अभी भी बिजनेस लेवल पे तो हो रही है because it has a communication component.
Yes.
It has maybe a lot of durability and the scale. छोटी साइज में आप ज्यादा जो पावर बैकअप है उसको आप दे सकते हैं. शायद बिजनेस की रिक्वायरमेंट भी इस तरह से बढ़ती जा रही है, बट छोटे घरों में अभी भी इसने अपनी जगह नहीं बनाई है. व्हाट इज द स्पेसिफिक रीजन दैट यू सी कि हम इसको नहीं अभी तक कर पाए हैं? कॉस्ट इज वन कंपोनेंट. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस एनी अदर स्पेसिफिक रीजन?
दोनों चीजें हैं सर, इसमें कॉस्ट भी है और इसमें अवेयरनेस भी है. और तीसरी चीज है कंफर्ट. ये ह्यूमन साइकोलॉजी का पैटर्न है और ये इंडिया में बहुत ज्यादा है. हमें जो चीज कंफर्टेबल लगती है ना, हम उससे बाहर नहीं आना चाहते. हम उसको अपने लाइफस्टाइल में चेंज नहीं करना चाहते. एंड लिथियम डिमांड्स अ चेंज. लिथियम डिमांड्स मोर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर स्क्रूटनी एज वेल. आपके घर में सारी बिजली के तारें सही चलनी चाहिए. हमारे घरों में ईएलसी भी लगता है.
ELCB,
हाँ,
जो पैनल पे लगता है वो बोल रहे हैं. MCB
नहीं, ELCB की बात करती हूँ, अर्थ लीकेज सर्किट ब्रेकअप.
हाँ, ओके. नहीं लगता है.
किसी इलेक्ट्रिशियन से पूछो तो पता है क्या कहेगा? अरे मैडम जी, वो तो ऑफिस में बड़े कारखानों में लगता है, घर में थोड़ी लगाते हैं. क्यों? घर में बिजली का झटका नहीं लग सकता आपको? आपके घर में बिजली की समस्या नहीं आ सकती? क्या आपके घर में जो अप्लायंसेस हैं या जो डिवाइसेस हैं उनको प्रोटेक्शन की जरूरत नहीं है? तो हम एक छोटा सा 32 एम्पियर का 16 एम्पियर का ELC भी नहीं लगाएंगे. कारण कि वो चटर पटर गिरता रहता है. अब जब वो चटर पटर गिरता रहता है तो हर बार बिजली वाले को बुलाया जाएगा. तो ये हमारे कंफर्ट जोन में. अब लिथियम डिमांड्स दैट सेफ्टी पैरामीटर. लिथियम की जो ESS आप बात कर रहे हैं, बैटरी एनर्जी स्टोरेज सिस्टम की, इन्वर्टर, बैटरी, चार्ज कंट्रोलर, इसका पूरा जो कॉम्बिनेशन आता है, उसके लिए ये डिमांड है, ये चीज चाहिए. लेकिन हम नहीं लगाएंगे. क्यों? हमारे कंफर्ट जोन से बाहर आ रहा है. हमें एक छोटी सी एडिशनल कॉस्ट देनी है. हम वो 1000 रुपए नहीं खर्च करना चाहेंगे, लेकिन हम अपनी सेफ्टी को कॉम्प्रोमाइज करेंगे. लिथियम सेफ्टी कॉम्प्रोमाइज करने नहीं देता. तो ये कंफर्ट से बाहर निकलने की जो अवेयरनेस है. अब मैं आपको बताती हूँ, डिस्कॉम्स ने 5 किलोवाट के ऊपर जो भी आपके घर में कनेक्शन है वहाँ ELC भी कंपलसरी कर रखा है.
अच्छा.
हाँ, कंपलसरी कर रखा है
सारे स्टेट्स में.
हाँ, मोस्ट ऑफ द स्टेट्स में है.
मोस्ट ऑफ द स्टेट.
हाँ, लेकिन आप क्या करते हैं? आपका बिजली वाला आता है, आप लगाते नहीं है उसको. अरे क्या जरूरत है इसकी, छोड़ तो जाने, तो नहीं लगाते. तो जब वो नहीं लगाते तब क्या होता है? आपने अपनी सुरक्षा पे कॉम्प्रोमाइज कर लिया. तो ये एक पहले अवेयरनेस की बात हुई. लिखा हुआ है डॉक्यूमेंटेशन में कि आपने करना है, लेकिन आप करते नहीं. उसकी जगह आप एक MCB लगा देते, खाना पूरी हो गई आपकी. तो ये एक पहली अवेयरनेस कि हमें ये नहीं करना है. हमें अपनी सेफ्टी, भाई ठीक है, चलो मैं कह रही हूँ इलेक्ट्रिशियन का कुछ नहीं है, ठीक है, लेकिन आपके पास तो आपकी इंश्योरेंस है या नहीं है भैया? ये बताइए. आपने अपनी फैमिली के लिए इंश्योरेंस तो ली है. कल को आपको कुछ हो गया उस बिजली के झटके से तो कहाँ जाएंगे? और आपके परिवार वाले क्या करेंगे? छोटा सा ELC भी लगाने की बात है. तो ये एक एस्पेक्ट हुआ, ठीक है. सेकंड थिंग जो आपने कही, कॉस्ट. अब यस, लिथियम की कैपिटल इन्वेस्टमेंट इनिशियली ज्यादा है, लेड एसिड से ज्यादा है, बट अगर आप लाइफ टाइम कॉस्ट देखें, लेवलाइज्ड कॉस्ट ऑफ एनर्जी ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ लाइफ साइकिल बहुत कम है. आपके एक्चुअली जो फर्स्ट टाइम आपने कैपिटल इन्वेस्टमेंट किया, अभी ये मैं दोनों तरीके से बोल रही हूँ, कंपेयर टू लेड एसिड, कंपेयर टू डीजल जनरेटर, ये दोनों की जो इनिशियल कॉस्ट है वो काफी कम है, डीजल जनरेटर की भी और आपके लेड एसिड बैटरीज की भी। लेकिन जो आपकी रनिंग कॉस्ट इन दोनों के साथ आती है वो लिथियम से कहीं ज्यादा है। आप लेड एसिड बैटरीज अब तो खैर मेंटेनेंस फ्री भी आ गई हैं, लेकिन वो 3 से 5 साल से ज्यादा चलती नहीं है। यहाँ आप 10 साल की बैटरी की लाइफ की बात कर रहे हैं, दुगनी लाइफ की बात कर रहे हैं। दूसरी चीज, जब आप डीजल जनरेटर को देख रहे हैं तो आज मुझे बताइए 2015 का डीजल का रेट क्या था और आज 2026 में डीजल का रेट क्या है। आपने डीजी ले तो लिया, चलो डीजी आपने 2 लाख 3 लाख 4 लाख 5 लाख जितने में भी लिया ले लिया, वो एक बार आपने कैपिटल इन्वेस्ट की, लेकिन आप रोज उसमें तेल भर रहे हैं, रोज आप उसमें डीजल डाल रहे हैं और रोज उस डीजल की प्राइस बढ़ रही है। अभी मुझे पता है नीचे कमेंट्स में लिख के आएगा कि मैडम जिस दिन ये पब्लिश हुआ ना उस दिन डीजल की प्राइस गिर गई थी। ठीक है भाई, टेम्पररी डिप है। आज एलपीजी की क्राइसिस आप देख लीजिए, प्राइसेस 3 गुना बढ़ गए थे, जो प्राइसेस आपकी थी उसमें बढ़ गई। तो हम ऐसा कुछ क्यों नहीं करें अपने साथ, या उन बैटरीज को लगाएं जिसमें मेरी रिकरिंग कॉस्ट नहीं होती है या रिकरिंग कॉस्ट मेरी नहीं बढ़ रही है, ये हमें करना चाहिए। एंड लिथियम गिव्स यू दैट आंसर। लिथियम इज द आंसर टू दैट कि मेरी रिकरिंग कॉस्ट नहीं, मेरी एक टाइम की कैपिटल इन्वेस्टमेंट है, काम खत्म। मुझे बार बार ना उसमें बैटरी वाटर डालना, ना उसकी कोई मेंटेनेंस करनी, ना मुझे उसमें कोई बार बार इलेक्ट्रिशियन को बुला के चेंज कराना है। मेरे को एक बार इन्वेस्टमेंट करनी है और मेरे को 10 साल भूल जाना है। दैट इज व्हाट गिव्स यू लिथियम, आई मीन दैट इज व्हाट लिथियम गिव्स यू, दैट इज द फ्रीडम दैट यू गेट विद लिथियम। एंड दिस इज द अवेयरनेस दैट वी हैव टू पर्कुलेट टू ग्रासरूट। और जैसे आपने कॉस्ट पे कही, तो मैं आपको एक और पॉइंट इस पे बताऊंगी कि ठीक है, फर्स्ट लाइफ ऑफ लिथियम इज एक्सपेंसिव बट सेकेंड लाइफ इज नॉट। तो सेकेंड लाइफ बैटरी इज ऑलमोस्ट 40% cheaper than your first life battery. तो that comes to at par with lead acid.
हाँ बिल्कुल।
तो हम वो लगा सकते हैं जिन घरों में या जिन आर्थिक स्तरों में लिथियम अफोर्डेबल नहीं है, किसी भी कारणवश नहीं है, वहां आप सेकेंड लाइफ बैटरी दे सकते हैं। क्लीनर ऑल्टरनेटिव, लेस पोल्यूटिंग ऑल्टरनेटिव, सस्टेनेबल ऑल्टरनेटिव, लॉन्ग लाइफ ऑल्टरनेटिव एंड अ चीपर बेटर ऑल्टरनेटिव। अगर आप लेवलाइज्ड कॉस्ट ऑफ एनर्जी समझें तो हम अक्सर ये समझते हैं कि आज मेरी जेब से क्या जा रहा है, ये नहीं देखते कि 10 साल में मेरी जेब से कितना गया। जब हम वो एनालिसिस समझने लगेंगे ना तो हम लिथियम अपना लेते हैं। और ये कंपनीज, कॉर्पोरेट्स, गवर्नमेंट ये समझ गई है। अब आप और हम ये समझेंगे तो किस्सा बदलेगा।
I think that's a very important point which you have raised, Dr. Rashi. One is that you have mentioned ELCB का information in general consumer को नहीं है। आपने बताया कि डिस्कॉम्स ने बताया है, बट आई डोंट थिंक कि
हर जगह इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं हुआ
है। डिस्कॉम का आई थिंक जो कंज्यूमर लेड जो कम्युनिकेशंस हैं वो भी हर जगह पे सेम तरीके से नहीं
होते हैं। एक और चीज है, हमें ना वायर की कॉस्ट में कन्नी काटनी होती है, जबकि सारे कलर की केबल की कॉस्ट उतनी ही आती है। आप किसी भी बिजली की दुकान में चले जाइए, तार मांगेंगे आप, अगर वायर मांगेंगे, इफ यू आस्क फॉर अ वायर, ऑल द कलर्स विल कॉस्ट यू द सेम, सबकी प्राइस सेम है। लेकिन हम क्या करेंगे, हम एक ही तार लाएंगे, या तो हम लाल कलर की लाएंगे या हम काले कलर की लाएंगे और पूरे घर की वायरिंग हम काली कर देंगे। इसलिए हम ELCB नहीं लगाएंगे, क्योंकि जब हमें बाद में चेक करना होगा कौन सी तार में प्रॉब्लम थी, कहाँ से न्यूट्रल आ रहा था, कहाँ से फेज आ रही थी, कौन सी अर्थ की लीकेज है, कुछ चेक नहीं हो पाता है। तो शॉर्टकट क्या है, वो एक छोटी सी कॉस्ट हमने बचाने के चक्कर में अपनी सेफ्टी कॉम्प्रोमाइज कर दी। ये अवेयरनेस लानी जरूरी है।
अभी क्या प्राइस पैरिटी है, मतलब क्या प्राइस डिफरेंस है लेड एसिड, लेट्स से 1 kVA वर्सेस लिथियम आयन 1 kVA?
It's not much, it must be just 30%.
30%, that's
not
it?
Much, that's it. Yeah. And people wouldn't want to change their comfort out of that. उसका और एक कारण है कि लिथियम के लिए आपको थोड़ी स्पेशलाइज्ड ट्रेनिंग लगती है, आपको थोड़ी उसमें इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स भी एक पार्ट आ जाता है, वेयर इट्स अ बैटरी मैनेजमेंट सिस्टम एंड सर्टेन सेफ्टी पैरामीटर्स आर मोर। जबकि आप लेड एसिड में क्या करते हैं, 2 तार सीधी ली, इन्वर्टर में जोड़ी, बटन ऑन किया, आपका चल गया। तो ये जब मैंने देखा problems in this sector, and when I compared the 2 technologies, I created one box, fully integrated DIY system, factory से ship होगा, आप घर में जाइए, आपकी इनपुट की केबल लगाइए, आउटपुट की केबल लगाइए, बटन दबाइए, चल जाएगा.
Plug and play.
Plug and play. Because I realized that if I try to train this whole massive country of 1.25 billion people, I cannot. Best is I modify myself to make a product which will adapt to these people and their way of working.
सिंप्लीफाई होना भी चाहिए.
सिंप्लीफाइड है. बस आपको कोई भी लोकल इलेक्ट्रिशियन को बुलाइए, अपने घर का जो आपका एमसीबी का बोर्ड होता है, उस बोर्ड में से 2 तार निकालिए, एक इनपुट में लगाइए, एक आउटपुट में लगाइए, अपना बटन दबाइए, आपका सिस्टम चल रहा है. सिंपल एज दैट. हमने इतना सिंप्लीफाई किया. हमने इस हद तक सिंप्लीफाई किया कि जो रूरल वुमेन हैं, they can use it themselves. If something goes wrong with the grid side also, usually if you see, the grid phase reversal is a very common problem. And this happens everywhere, whether it's a commercial unit, it's a residential unit, it just happens. So now she's so confident that she will do the phase reversal herself from the grid side instead of calling an electrician.
Okay.
So that's the confidence we have to instill into the consumer's mind.
I think हाँ, consumer को भी aware कराना ही एक बहुत बड़ा काम है. But I think उससे बहुत सारे जो अनवांटेड ह्यूमन रिसोर्सेज हैं, मतलब जो यूटिलाइज होने से बच सकते हैं उस तरीके से. अदरवाइज यू हैव टू सेंड समवन.
इट्स अ वेस्ट ऑफ टाइम, रिसोर्स, एनर्जी, मनी एंड सो मच ऑफ कार्बन फुटप्रिंट. एवरी वन पर्सन ट्रैवलिंग इज सो मच ऑफ कार्बन फुटप्रिंट.
या वो तो है ही है, बिल्कुल. So one more maybe specific component, not on the maybe home level, but at the maybe I think megawatt level. One of the things that you have engineered, which is, let's say, hybrid lithium and lead battery. So what is it this in terms of hybrid component that is bringing the uniqueness to the energy storage?
Sure. So energy storage is not getting adapted because of the cost, right? So what we did is we combined 2 different technologies, lead and lithium, in one single system. The comfort of lead, which is already there, lead acid, which is already with the people, and the technological boost that is required with lithium. So we did a lead lithium combination, having 2 different technologies in one single DC bus. And when you do that, what happens? You reduce your cost by 40%.
But one is communicable, the second is not.
Doesn't matter. We have this very specific controller which takes care of the entire system, where you can have the base load on the lead acid, and you can have the peak loads and the high tariff demands on the lithium ion system, and both work very well in harmony, in sync with each other, so that there's a seamless power given to it with a zero blackout or a zero brownout for that matter.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, so that's what we've done. And not just in terms of battery hybrids, we have done technological hybrids also in terms of battery hydrogen hybrids as well. So when you do that, when you're talking of round-the-clock energy, round-the-clock energy is not to be given with one technology. Hybridization gives you the best of the 2 worlds. It gives you best of the costing. It gives you best of the energy availability without actually loading onto the capex. So that's what we did. We realized that, okay, capex is becoming a challenge. So why not we do something which will give a little bit freedom to the consumer in terms of capex and give them a very robust OPEX in terms of operationality, in terms of lower operating costs, and in terms of power availability. So that's how we made the lead lithium hybrids and battery hydrogen hybrids. With green hydrogen, including solar, wind, and creating a full microgrid out of it with batteries, hydrogen, lead acid batteries, lithium ion batteries, and having wind, solar all integrated with storage. So you have a seamless 24-hour generation and supply.
That is actually a great application, because I think geographically, when we see a lot of such maybe energy requirement to the demand side, they are of a different nature.
Yes.
Sometimes you need the wind, sometimes you need the solar, sometimes you need the lot of other maybe biomass based energies solutions.
You need a hybrid system. You need an ecosystem. We can't just focus on one tech and saying that, okay, this is going to work. You need a full ecosystem which will create a balance and harmony.
Very nice. Fair point. But one more question that comes to my mind, Rashi, is we do not have enough, let's say, battery storage in terms of the systems or ecosystem in India. what I mean to say that we are still importing a lot of,
Yes.
let's say, lithium ion raw material, let's say cells and these things. And then we are manufacturing these packs, right? And when we look at a lot of these packs, they have lived their lives now, let's say after 8 to 10 years. You mentioned that you started the first one in 2015. Now in 2026, we believe that some of yours also have already lived their lives, right? So
I wish they did, but they're still functional. And despite the fact me asking the customer saying that please give it back to us, it's time now to upgrade. He's like, no, it's still working. We don't want to. But yes, what you're saying is right. There are many systems which are not roadworthy or which are not still first application worthy. So yes, that content is still quite a lot available.
Yeah. So and also, let's say we have also one EV car for the office people here in our organization.
Yes.
And we have this sort of question that what will happen after, let's say, 6 years or 8 years after the life of the battery gets exhausted.
Right.
So that is the repurposing of the battery. That is also one of the things that you do. Your product name is Relive. But how much, maybe at this point of time when you don't have enough inputs for the repurposing of the energy storages, whether this particular technology is giving you the returns as commercially possible, or
it's commercially 100% possible, viable. So what happens is, let's take an example where you need EVs to ESS. Okay. So in that case, what happens is, like you said, you have a car in office as an EV. Now after 6 years, it still has lot of juice and capacity remaining. When you say not roadworthy, at 80% you retire them. It still has 80% capacity and life left. But it's not roadworthy. So you take those batteries out, you recondition them, repurpose them for ESS applications and make them something that is worthwhile for the second life. Now this could be repurposed, it could be reused, or it could be recycled. All three are different here. When I talk of repurpose, what happens is I am taking for X application from X application and putting it into a Y application. So for example, I'm taking it from EV and putting it to ESS. This is repurpose.
Okay.
Now reuses, I take it from an EV and put it for an EV. Or I take it from an ESS and I put it into ESS. So this is reuse. And then recycling is completely extracting out entire material out of it and then doing a recycling. So we are not into recycling, but what we do is we do repurposing. So we take EV batteries and we repurpose them for ESS. And we've done one of the very nice applications for a factory with all inductive load. It's a welding factory which does a lot of welding. So for a repurposed battery to cater to a complete backup and all critical loads, because if your welding stops in between, it's gone. Plastic injection molding, gone. The entire batch of 1,000 kgs of raw material is wasted. Because the temperature is lost, it will solidify by the time your electricity is back. Or it would not give that shine and shape and the structure of the plastic that has to come. So these batteries from EVs, you repurpose them, understand the state of health, and then recondition and put them into ESS applications, maybe for backup, for peak shaving, for load demand management, for a frequency response. So when you do all of that, you're actually giving a lot of grace time to the planet to not do critical mining. You're also creating an economic business case. How? I'll tell you. First is for the people who do not have or who do not want to invest into first life. So this is like 40% cheaper. So they can still test the waters and they can still understand technology and its repercussions by having a second life battery in space. And when they want to move after the life is exhausted, they can move into the first life of the battery or a new battery for that matter. So this kind of application makes a big business case for the CNI sectors who want to have a newer technology but are not wanting to invest that much. So this opens up that gate. Secondly, this also opens up gates for the residential sector or the underprivileged sector to have the technology at a much cheaper price, affordable price, and still have all the benefits.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a commercially viable case. Now, what is happening in India? We're trying to make new standards for this so that, we know it is safe, and we are not being, fooled with all these things.
Mm-hmm.
And it is safe, and it gives you a reliability and peace of mind that yes, what I'm buying is certified.
So repurposing, recycling, and
And
reuse.
Yes.
So you are not doing the recycling, but
I'm into repurposing and reuse.
Reuse.
I'm not into recycling.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens is, if you see manufacturing these cells, it's a very capital intensive, energy intensive process.
Yeah.
And equally energy intensive and capital intensive is recycling.
Mm-hmm.
So, which involves a lot of money. So, if you can extract the entire value of the battery cell and the battery pack before putting it to recycling, that is when you've made sense. That is when you also made a life cycle commercial sense of the battery.
Mm-hmm.
Very important.
There are two things, or the two cases that maybe it comes to my mind, Rashi. One is, let's say we do not have the cells as of now. From the supply chain point of view, if I say, then we have to import the cells, and then we need to engineering or do the manufacturing of the packs here. When we look at other such materials, for example, steel, right? So I think there are a lot of, let's say, when you have a lot of such material, let's say cells available, plenty of cells available, then you can actually build the repurpose or recycling or reuse model as a mainframe business model also. There are a lot of companies in Europe which are pretty much like in the same business, standalone business.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but in India, I think this is something which we are yet to explore because we do not have enough raw material for the repurpose or recycling. So that is one question, that whether we'll have enough maybe raw material in next 5 to 10 years to have this as have this model. The second is because India has also been exploring the alternative material as well. Instead of, let's say, lithium ion battery cells, you also have been working on the graphene based let's say battery. In terms of, let's say, alternative material technology, you yourself have been working as a graphene based batteries, and also, let's say, sodium ion based batteries, also one of the maybe explore technology that other organizations are doing. What is the way forward for the India in terms of having less dependency on the external countries? Because the moment you have much more dependency, it will always be challenge in terms of the energy security. What is your perspective on this?
I completely agree with you that if we are more dependent on external countries, other countries, we will have a challenge. I completely agree with you on that. So what India needs to do is understand the entire value chain, not just the supply chain, but entire value chain which can be made into India. And on the materials that are available for India, number one. Number two, what we have to do is we have to create a lot of recycling and reuse ecosystem in our country. And that is traditionally that we've been doing. At home also we've been recycling. Look at our grandparents and grandmothers. They would recycle everything. I mean, from one use to second use to third use. I mean, your clothes, the food, the leftover foods, they were never thrown. But why do we throw these batteries then? So if we can reuse, the first is immediate import is cut down on the first case itself. When you're reusing, your immediate requirement for import is cut down. When you're recycling, you still have the same materials available within the country to form the new batteries. So technology is present. So again, you're cutting down on imports and dependency abroad from the neighboring countries or any other countries for that matter. So when you are putting these two things in the ecosystem with respect to policy, industry willingness and consumer awareness, when you do all the three together, you have sorted the problem of lithium unavailability. Second thing is when you look at critical mineral minings. So everything is available within the country as well. But the thing is, we have to expedite the process. We have to make sure that whatever policy we are creating is implemented and percolated right into the ground level and the grassroots level. The implementation, when we do, the policy will make an impact. Today, our intent is very nice. Hats off to the government's intent. Seriously, I mean, they have done so much work on the policy, but somewhere down the line in implementation, we traditionally miss it. So what we have to do is we have to bridge the gap between policy and implementation, and policy should also not just focus on one announcement or just one tech for that matter. We have to look at the whole ecosystem. So like I said, hybrids. So your sodium ion, lithium ion, vanadium redox, flow batteries, hydrogen, green hydrogen, lead acid batteries, even your diesel fuel, everything will survive in the ecosystem if it is made with everybody's coexistence. And this is what exactly will happen. Like now if I talk of graphene can do something that lithium ion cannot. So they are complementary. Yep. We do not have to compete in each other with technologies. We have to collaborate in technologies. So collaboration is the key to success, not competition. You have X good points in your battery system. I have X good in mine. Let's collaborate. Let them hybridize and make something even uniquer and better. So when we do recycling, reuse, repurposing, and when we do innovation in multiple different technologies, we are solving the energy crisis in terms of storage. And that will bind the ecosystem completely.
And what is maybe I think the most potential technology that we have mostly Indianized, apart from maybe I think we do not have lithium ion.
Yes.
But any other specific potential technology?
I think sodium ion makes a good case. Even flow batteries make a good case. But even green hydrogen makes a very good case for energy storage, because hydrogen is still produced in India.
But still there are a lot of other such, maybe I think, bottlenecks.
Yes, there are bottlenecks, no worries. All those bottlenecks can be taken care of with the three things. Policy, government will, of course, with the policy, industry will, and the consumer awareness. If these three pillars, if we can take care, and the fourth most important pillar, skill gap. If you can do skilling of the people, existing workforce, you don't have to retire the workforce. You have to just reskill and upskill them. The fourth pillar is the skill. And when we do all these four pillars, we will become Atmanirbhar. And we don't have to be in 2030, maybe it's still earlier. So Atmanirbhar Bharat 2047, 2030s, if we look, we'll be still faster. But all these four pillars have to be done properly.
And what is the real bottleneck? One point that you have mentioned, Rashi, is policy and implementation gap. It has always been there.
Yes.
Yeah. And it is maybe, I think, universal issue.
Yes.
But why the policies which are being developed, they are not enforced properly? That is maybe, I think, one question that we also know the answer, but if you have any refined answer to this.
So what happens is policies are made, keeping certain time frame and keeping certain segments in mind. But most of the time, by the time the policy has come for implementation, the dynamics have already changed from the assumptions that were made for this policy.
So because of time lag?
Time lag, environment change, adaptation change, geopolitical change, lot of things. Like, for example, let's say this LPG crisis that came. Strait of Hormuz was closed. Who thought of it?
Yeah.
Right?
Because of the state we are living, it's so dynamic.
Exactly. The world is very dynamic and your policies cannot be static. They cannot have a 20-year policy or a 10-year policy. We need the shorter term policies implemented and closed. And you will again need hybridization in policy also. Like there will be some projects which will need a gestation period of 10 years. You can't have a policy of 2 years for them. There are some projects which need only 2 years of implementation. You cannot put a 10-year policy on them. So that mix and match of policy and fastest implementation. You cannot keep cancelling tenders and, re-tendering them and not sign PPAs for like 8, 10 months, 12 months, 2 years. PPAs are not signed and then it is cancelled. I understand that there were price changes, revisions, okay? Like if I look at energy storage prices dropping. So the PPA that was supposed to be signed and the tendering done 2 years back and that price is not done. But somewhere you have to start, right? You can't keep lingering the things throughout.
Yeah.
So these all parameters, when you club understand that interest of nation is first, it will get sorted.
I totally agree. I think somewhere, maybe I think the overall ecosystem should be, maybe I think it should give the safeguard to the entrepreneur, to the maybe external or internal, and maybe financial institutions also.
Yes.
And that is also the
They
challenge.
also need to be protected.
Because it is okay that the things are moving so fast and so much dynamic, but someone has to safeguard the business.
Right.
So it is the government role by and large.
It's government, it's policy, it's even, industry. We can't play the blame game. I mean, nobody can. Industry says government ne nahi kiya, government says industry ne kaam nahi kiya, nahi chalega. Both have to come together, cooperate, coordinate, and collaborate. That is when it's going to be successful.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. Maybe I think I have a couple of more questions as well. So one is, let's say when we look at the solar, it has been implemented so fast.
Very fast.
Maybe in last 1 decade, it is giving a hope that we'll actually be meeting the 2030 target, which is the extended target.
Yeah.
Already the target has been
already
achieved.
met. Yes.
Yeah, the 500 gigawatt as a target that is there. But when we look at the batteries, particularly the RESCO model, which also has been one of the major factors.
Yes.
Why the similar RESCO model is not picking up in the batteries?
Okay. There are multiple challenges. People are scared. What if the technology changes tomorrow?
Okay.
Where do I stand? Where does my investment stand? First challenge. Second challenge, what if my PPA doesn't take off? I'm supposed to sign, I've got awarded a tender or a contract or whatever. And tomorrow if my PPA is scrapped off.
Like we have seen in the past for the solar also.
Yes. But then in that case, the asset value of batteries is far, far more than the solar panel value. So, most of these are customized and tailor-made. So where will I take this and put it for somebody else? Will that similar requirement be there? Like I'll tell you, 2 years, 3 years back, we were talking of 1 megawatt in a container. Today we're talking of 6.5 megawatts in a container. Same size container.
Wow.
So you're seeing the difference in the technology. So people are like, what if I miss the bus? FOMO, fear of missing out. If I miss out on the technology, I'm responsible for this then. Why should I sign it now? Let's postpone. That's the biggest bottleneck.
But it will delay the implementation, no?
It has been delaying the implementation. And again, coming out of your comfort zone. अरे जनरेटर लगा हुआ है ना, फ्यूल ही तो डालना है.
हाँ, थोड़ा सा ऑपरेशनल कॉस्ट है,
वो तो ऑपरेशन में बजट में एडजस्ट कर दिया. So these challenges are something that we have to fix, and they can be fixed only with a will. And now and government has done a fantastic job there. 40% तो आपको ये लगाना ही है. 20 to 40% के बीच में different states have different regulation there. You have to put battery energy storage.
20 to 40% of battery energy storage.
Of the capacity of the plant, you have to put battery energy storage.
Oh, is it? Is it mandatory?
Yeah, they've done it for all new plants.
For a new plant.
New plants mandatory है, old plants they have to retrofit. That has come.
Oh.
Grid interactive plants में they've done it. So also open access and rooftop के बीच का conflict was there. So there also you need storage. Time of the day tariffs have gone soaring high, literally soaring high. I mean, if I look at Maharashtra tariffs, 22 rupees to 25 rupees is the tariff for a commercial.
For the peak load.
Peak load commercial.
And how many peaks they are there? In
2.
2 peaks.
Battery makes much more sense.
Yeah.
Any day much more sense. For a commercial unit, yes. Industrial unit, yes. residential and agriculture to subsidized hai.
I know. I
So
think
subsidized hai. So that makes sense there. So we just have to create awareness. We just have to coordinate and collaborate with the policy and industry together with the timelines. And I think it's a done deal. Will तो दोनों की है.
हाँ, I think वो बहुत जरूरी भी है. Otherwise, how will the business will grow?
Yes, will तो दोनों की है.
And battery to grid, what is the maybe potential that we see in next 5 years? Battery to grid.
Huge, magnificent. That is the potential, I would say. And you will need it. Because everyday demand is increasing. Everyday demand is increasing. अभी इनिशियली आपके पास एक छोटा सा मोबाइल हुआ करता था, इतने से, एक हाथ का. अब क्या है? अब आपके जेब में 2 फोन्स हैं. हर घर में कम से कम 2 या 3 कंप्यूटर्स हैं.
मल्टीपल बैकअप.
लोग अपने अपने काम अपने अपने कंप्यूटर पे करते हैं. बच्चे की पढ़ाई आजकल अभी ऑनलाइन हो गई है.
हमारे यहाँ तो राउटर का भी बैकअप है.
फिर अब आप बताइए, आपके यहाँ बिजली की खपत नहीं बढ़ गई?
हाँ, वो तो खैर है ही.
सो जब आपका डिमांड बढ़ रहा है, आपकी जनरेशन बढ़ रही है, तो आपकी स्टोरेज भी बढ़ रही है. Because you're adding more renewables which are intermittent. So you need that kind of storage. And storage is going to grow exponentially. But we have to be cautious that we choose Make in India so that we are safe when we have our energy security. And with security comes independence. Without security, you cannot have independence. Both go hand in hand. So all this together with the right will, right policy, intent, commercial viability, industry acceptance, you're done. You have seen a magnificent future of energy storage.
Wonderful discussion. One, maybe I think a specific question that I have for you. As we started this discussion, that in this manufacturing world, particularly in the energy storage, women-led manufacturing business is very there. But how do you see the women's role, particularly in this sort of business, or particularly the manufacturing by and large, not in the battery, but because in general we do not see much of the women role. We have also got to know that in your organization you have 50-50 gender ratio, which is very remarkable, very good to see such, maybe I think, diversity available for the manufacturing plants. Otherwise, most of the cases manufacturing, they have almost like 99% maybe the male. Yeah.
True, a very difficult task. Very, very difficult task to upkeep this ratio. Sometimes we fall off, but we come back to balance very quickly. But why is it important? Because if you want to achieve energy independence, energy security, you want to bring in innovation and new technologies, you can't have a homogeneous room for that. You need diversity and inclusion. You need everybody to participate. You need every age group to participate. You need every gender to participate. You need everyone's contribution in this. You cannot just have it with one person or one mindset. So when women come to the table, they bring a different mindset. They bring a different energy. They bring a different approach to the same segment, same problem. And all the strategic heads in the company are women. So I have seen a lot of remarkable change with them bringing into the company. And feminine energy. Here it is not about the gender. It's about feminine energy. And when feminine energy comes into picture, things smoothen out. And today the world needs a lot of feminine energy. So we need a lot of more women to participate, and it's much more easier now than it was a decade back. Now that with digital technologies, with easier manufacturing capabilities, with Industry 4.0, and how we are having artificial intelligence imbibed into day-to-day operations, women's participation is far, far easier than what it was a decade back. So I'm pretty open to mentoring people, and I try to bring more women colleagues throughout the journey, right from the entry level to the leadership roles. So I try to have their full journey with us. We have even returning mothers with us. After their maternity break, they're back. We ask even to take a paternity break, but men don't. So, I mean, it's a choice that they have. I mean, we offer them, but they don't take it. Why? Why can't men and live with their kids for at least a month, 15 days, 10 days, whatever they feel like? Stay with the newborn. Cherish that. Enjoy it. Only mothers don't need it. Even fathers need it. Take a paternity break.
I really appreciate your perspective. I also endorse to such thoughts and maybe I think thinking. I totally agree. One last question, maybe I think not question, but maybe I think the request that you being the maybe I think the women entrepreneur and you are a role model to a lot of maybe not only I would say women entrepreneur, but by and large the entrepreneur community. What is the specific message that you would like to give? Because you have built your business in 17 years. Now the current generation is aspiring so fast. They're a bit faster also in terms of their thoughts, building up the businesses and other such approach as well. What is your maybe I think 2 pointers or 3 pointers for the young entrepreneur who are aspiring to be in this business, the battery energy storage business, or in general the energy business, I would say rather?
Okay. I think what we have to do is, like you said, it took me 17 years. It might not take you 17 years. So start somewhere and start today. Start now. You have enough capital available in the market. You have enough resources in the market. You have the willingness with you and you have the mindset. So be an entrepreneur, and energy world is ready to welcome you with open arms. So I think now it's easier than the times I was in. And for women and men both, together you are going to form this space, not individually, not men alone and not women alone. Together we have to form this space. And any new entrepreneur who wants to do it, come with something robust. You don't have to be an expert on day one. You don't have to have a full product value chain ready in day one. But what you need is willingness, a robust idea, and the grit to be in it for 100%. Most of the times, entrepreneurs fail only because they leave it midway. So be persistently persistent, be consistently consistent, and you will see magic much faster than I saw it in the 17 years.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Dr. Rashi Gupta. I think I totally agree with you that in persistency with the consistency, I think it makes a lot of difference. And thank you so much for sharing your knowledge, experience, wisdom, and passion with all of us here. And we wish you all the very best. You keep maybe I think inspiring us, inspiring a lot of women entrepreneurs and the entrepreneurship community by and large. Thank you so much, everyone. If you have any specific question or query to Dr. Rashi Gupta, we'll be putting her LinkedIn ID in our channel description. You can ask her directly. And if you have any specific suggestion or query, you can touch base with us at social@greentree.global. Thank you so much for patience listening, sharing, and liking the channel. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Dr. Rashi.
Thank you for hosting me. Thank you.
Thank
Pleasure.
you.